After the party is the after party. Welcome everybody. I am your host Ray. With me as always, we got Fada.
The one and the only.
All right. Now others are supposed to join. Whether they join or not is up to them. But right now, as we can say, the show must go on. So one thing about this one we got right here, for one, me and Father, we had our Harlem Heat moment where both of us put the same thing in the group chat, and it's just like we here. So, so I'm gonna, so I'm gonna start by saying this. Father, what is
Yeah.
your view on traditional versus 50-50?
So here's what I want to say first and foremost. Just as a man, like it's okay to have a traditional mindset, right? It's also okay if you feel like you need help in your journey in order to get to where you want to be in the form of a woman. But the one thing that I think everybody needs to understand is that different folks, different strokes. You feeling what I'm saying? I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
this because throughout history, there has never, ever, ever been a case where every man has done it traditionally. Ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying? So, this conversation, I don't even like the term 50-50 versus traditional because to me, it's just there's nothing to argue. You do it one way, another person does it another way. But the way, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna get to the video in a second, but the way
Mm-hmm.
that it was framed, it just felt like one was superior and one was inferior. Now I
Oh,
know you know what I'm saying. So
oh, 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 we here. We are
so it's
fucking
like
here.
this the 50-50 person, right? The 50-50 dude, like I feel like he wasn't I feel like he wasn't being emotional. I feel like he was just trying to relay his struggles and the other person was just trying to like put a blanket on it and talk about some shit that wasn't really like helping them. It's kind of like when people tell you, "Oh man, it's going to be okay. You'll get through it." You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing. It just sounds empty. And I know he's coming from a place of love. And I know that, he's been there before, but you can't speak to him like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise he's not going to be getting the message, you know.
Okay. Material left that into the chat. What up, B?
Hey y'all.
And
Hello.
all right, we are just about to start the video, um but for one thing, I always have this. This is my theory, and y'all openly disagree with it.
Hmm.
At the time we are living in, like that traditional versus 50-50 shit is null and void in my opinion, because none of us is traditional. All right, everything is fucking modern. I think I done said this before. Like we all live in modern things, and some of the old things, some of the traditional things that that has been done, you can't even do unless you're making a substantial amount of income. I think the whole thing, my whole theory, and as I said this, is like unless you're making 100K, which only 10% does, most of the time you're not living traditional anyway. Especially the way the economy is, where you need a two-person income. It seems like every old person know this, but they're old, but they don't have a modern solution. Like they know that we cannot live off a factory job no more. Like one man can live off a factory job and then like can support a whole family. I feel like everybody knows this, and yet they don't evolve with their answers. The world has evolved in some ways where there was good, and then some ways where it's like really fucking us over, especially since fucking everything has gone up except for job wages for some people. And I just learned this that I think and I might have to go back to it, but 75, I think 75% of homes now, like, is like, the wife helps with the fucking wife helps with the fucking bills and all that. Like I said, we're in a 2-person economy, so which why I came up with the saying, unless you're making 100K, or at least where you're comfortable enough to where you can support you and your spouse and your kids, majority of people going to be having 2-person jobs. Not to mention, we're living in an era where women want to work. There are women that want to work. There are women that, wants to start their own legacy and doesn't want to be a stay-at-home wife, and some of them think that's slavery. And then, you also get into a fact that, some things you don't, it's things they used to do in 8 hours, you could do in a push of a button. Especially with AI and all that other stuff taking over jobs where, that is taking away jobs. So the fact that, and this is the problem with, and we're probably going to get to it, it's just that, like, most people are like him. Like, they'll tell you something, but it's not really answer. It's like they haven't really evolved their answers, or like they're not going to tell you how to get it. They'll just tell you to get it, but they don't tell you how to get it. And a lot of people in this generation is just like, bruh, obviously you don't understand how it is out here. Now, obviously, when we get to the video, there are some things that I have a problem with, and most of it is body language, and most of it how it's being portrayed. But
Yeah.
before I go, Material Life, what do you think about this whole traditional versus 50-50 thing?
I'm never gonna be team 50-50. In a marriage, never. It's just not happening. In a relationship, there's a difference. Like dating somebody, getting to know somebody, there's a huge difference. But once you get married, it's enough for me. It will forever be enough. And I've never been afraid to spend money. That's never been my thing, being afraid to spend money or having income or anything of that nature. But the 50-50 as a married couple, I just don't think it's just normal. But I'll speak more towards after the video, because I want to hear their thought process. That's what I really want to hear, is the thought process of like guys who agree to like the 50-50 marriage. I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend situations, living together, y'all just two couples just having a good time. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about husband and wife.
Okay, well, I got the video popped up, so without further ado, let's get into the video, because this, let me see, right now it has 84,000 views, and this was put up 5 days ago. And they use hashtag Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, and masculinity. So they wanted people to fucking find this video. So, all right, let me know if y'all can hear it. So we're gonna get into the video. All right, let's play it.
It's hard out here, and you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you, because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
a person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they deserve. We have now one moment been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman. And while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught in their emotions and their pride. And the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Wisdom.
It's coming rich, man.
But right now,
It's
you're
coming
acting
from a rich
triggered.
man.
But right
I just want people to know that only 2% of black people own businesses. I also looked that up. There's a couple stuff I looked up. 2% of black people own business. And most of the business, like, you're going to see debt before, you're going to see a lot of debt before a lot of that stuff blooms. Also, people that usually start businesses, if that's like their first time and all that stuff, mostly it's guaranteed to fail before, like, they are guaranteed to fail many a times before, you know, a lot of people get it together. Not a lot of people get it in the first try. Also, and maybe it's just like because the way this was cut up and edited, it seems like we was just in the middle of a conversation. Yeah, I don't know what cheat code that he gave him or what type of cheat code that he gave him, but it doesn't seem like he didn't give anything that I haven't heard any other man say. But the Adidas tracksuit is nice though. That shit is clean. Which I think
It is clean as fuck. But
I think y'all thinking literal when he says the cheat code. What he's saying is, do not go into the next step of a situation until you can do what is of you. So it's like, don't rush to get married if you can't support your whole family. Like, don't rush to have a kid if you know you can't support no kids. So that's what he means when he says the cheat code. Is like, don't go into something you cannot do 100% in. Like, people who's having kids early and you know you financially can't support your child. Why would you be in them streets doing extra stuff, risking life?
that's B. That's one of those things where I was like, I've heard that all my whole life. Anybody tell you don't do hell? I was telling people don't do nothing. Don't do this. Don't get married unless you have the right. I remember like there was a couple people in the Navy, and this was when I was 20, and they was getting married because they liked each other and they thought they was getting married, and I was like, y'all barely know each other, and y'all already talking about getting eloped and married. Y'all have not even lived together, and yet some of y'all want to get married. It's not going to last like that. Don't get married just because. And then a lot of them is because they didn't want to stay on a boat, and they was getting married so they could get the BAH. And I was like, that's not good. And
Imagine that. Like you said,
yeah,
you've heard it your whole life, right? Imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has, like, you're playing a video game, right? And you have the cheat code to get to the final stage of the video game, but you refuse to use it. And you rather struggle the whole way to get to the end of the video game. That's exactly saying, like, we've all been given this information, but a lot of people still refuse to take it to heed. And then that's why they be struggling, going through trials and tribulations for no apparent reason.
The video game thing's a bad analogy. Hello, by the way.
Oh, Dion into the chat.
Oh, Lord. Child, Dion about to argue me down.
Nah. I'm just saying that's a bad analogy. Some games, even if you know how to just jump right through it, you still play through the entire thing, literally just for shits and giggles. But I get what you're saying, though.
And some people will use the cheat code and finish it.
Yeah, if there's a simpler way to do certain stuff, then why not make it easy on yourself? I get what you're saying. It's just again, the video game thing was a bad analogy. I get what you were going for though. Yeah,
All right.
I watched this and are you like rewatching the whole thing? Because I watched this in its entirety earlier, and
I don't think
I gotta.
I don't think material likes to watch it, so I'm just going through and
I did
reacting.
it, and I'm kind of upset that I'm driving home right now. So I feel like I'm really not getting the best of it, but
As long as you can hear what's being said, that's the important
I can
part.
hear, but like I really want to dive deep. But I'm almost home. I'm like less than 5 minutes.
Okay. It is
All
a
right,
12-minute
so I'm gonna
video.
try.
We're only
Yeah,
2
so
minutes in.
I'm a kill time for our good sister Material Life. So here's the thing, right? I think that when he said that like he's been where he's at before, right? So with that, he's going to be speaking from a place of experience. But at the same time, when the brother was like, "Oh, but this coming from a rich man, this coming from a rich man," I think that that was a shortcoming on his part too. Because why are you just seeing the riches? You feel what I'm saying? Speak to him like a man, like he's speaking to you like a man. This is a man-to-man conversation. Take the wealth out of it. Take all of that shit out of it, right? And just speak to him as a man. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes like they put their ego with it too. So he got the nice Adidas suit, he got the glasses, you know what I'm saying? Like he looked good because he worked for his money. Here's another man that's trying to work for his money too, but he's just not as fortunate as the other one. But I don't think that diminishes his manhood. But what I think what is being said here is to whom to whom inherits much, he has to also give back. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to live that luxurious lifestyle, if you want to, cement your place as a certain type of man, then you have to, put yourself through those trials and tribulations in order to get it. But what I think is not being said from the other person is, yo, I acknowledge how you're feeling. You feel what I'm saying? It's more like, oh, this is the cheat code, and you know what I'm saying? Because I applied this cheat code in my life, I'm just gonna give it to you, and then you can like figure it out on your own. And I don't think he's doing that on purpose, but there is like kind of a dismissive tone to how he's feeling about it. Not saying that it's a negative thing, but that's just how it's coming across to the other party.
I would also want to say this, and I'm pretty sure since most of y'all done seen this, and I feel like it shows more as the video go on. The 50-50 man, like I feel like he has a lot of emotion in his arguments, and it doesn't come off logically. I feel like if you're going to explain someone 50-50, you at least do it to a point where it's logical. There's no emotions in it. Because, like I said, there is some, in my opinion, I do feel like there's some positives in some 50-50. And also, you don't have to stay 50-50. Like, I'm pretty sure anybody knows that. Like, you could start off 50-50, and then, like, maybe, like, when you get to a better job and a better position, you can go from 70-30 and then maybe 80-20, and then to a point where you can go you can just be traditional and she ain't gotta work a bit if she wants to work. But old Kawhi Leonard over here, I feel like, and it's gonna be, he get real emotional. You can tell him, I say, you're a rich man coming from a rich man, and like Father point out, you don't even have to shoot him. You don't even have to shoot at him like that because it sounds like you're ignoring everything that he may or may not have said to you, and you're just coming off as emotional. So
To add on to that too, you don't know what he did or didn't do, or what he has or hasn't gone through to get to them riches. You know. Also, can we really need to get off of this thing about a man's worth being judged by his fucking money, how much he fucking makes.
sadly, that's never going to happen. We live in a society that's kind of like run on money. So
Agreed.
and income.
But it's
Agreed.
It's
not
never.
all. But it's not
It's
also
never gonna
all
happen.
about just purely income. It's also about his drive, his will to keep on going, his determination. Those are all things that is
There,
a 50, like man who's willing to
there,
stay 50-50 forever. He
there's
at one
all
point
there's
you
all
don't
of
have
that.
any more drive. Like
Dion, let her finish. Let her finish, Dion.
if you're willing to stay 50-50 forever, you have to lose drive. That's just impossible to continue wanting more and more. It's like if you want to go into a mansion at 50, like why would you go in a mansion at 50-50? Like why can't we just live in a studio apartment and be like traveling, having the best time of our life? Why would you want to go into a mansion you can't afford? That's ridiculous.
You're
But you
talking
can
money
you can you
management.
can you can have drive, determination to the point where you have enough money where a mansion is not maxing out your bank account. You understand?
Again,
But it's like
you're
people going into like these big old houses or these big old unrealistic responsibilities, and then and feel like everybody else has to be in part of this. Like, no, let's not be unrealistic about finances.
like I said, yeah. That's a money management thing. But even still, here's where I'm at with it. Right, where everything they're talking about is, I get, yeah, in terms of, okay, being able to actually live and take care of a family when you do actually have one. Yeah, money is a big deal. I'm going through some things financially my motherfucking self, but on the same token, the number one thing that's just kind of being missed, at least to me, is, uh, does does this person you're dealing with care about you beyond, whatever, physical, material, or whatever, you know?
But even if that's the case, right? Even if that's the argument, he still has to provide. You feel what I'm saying? Like there is still a requirement of him to be able to provide for his family. And it is very difficult. And that's why I'm saying it's also very important for people to acknowledge that it's difficult and to not gaslight him by telling him, oh, it's going to get better. Oh, you're going to make it one day. Because he doesn't feel like that right now. At this very moment in time, he does not feel that shit. He's not going to be able to feel that shit because right now he's wallowing not even wallowing, but like he's emotional because he cares. You feel what I'm saying? I don't see someone who's just like trying to make excuses for anything. I see someone who's legitimately trying, who feels like his efforts is not really going the way that he wants to. And we have the opportunity to, speak life and to ensure that, yo, like we're going through this too. You feel what I'm saying? It's not just you. Like every man also has his own path in life, and it's going to take determination. It's going to knock you down 10,000 motherfucking times. You just gotta be honest with them, but not in a way that they're going to take it as, oh, you're not listening to me. But you have to just simply lay out the truth because the path that they're going on, they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But at that very moment, that emotional state, they're not going to be open to hearing, oh, it's gonna be fine, or I had to do it, so suck it up. You got to do it too. Even if that's the truth, there's a way to go about it. This is part of the reason why, even if Kevin Samuels do be having good points, it's his tone and his delivery that loses people. You feeling what I'm saying? Not everyone is going to resonate with the no nonsense, tough love approach, because that very same approach is what they're trying to, cope with in the first place. They're already getting it from life. So you sitting there trying to emulate that same type of energy, you're not going to reach those people, even if you do come from a place of love.
All right. Oh, we bought enough time for Material Life to get home, but let's get back to the video.
Right now, you're
But this
asking
is coming
Tristan,
from a
but
rich
how did
man.
I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother. Am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you
I
saying we
know it's
not men. You saying we not men.
brother. Any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects
My
you.
woman respect me.
You think she
Yeah, all right,
respects you.
brother.
You
Yeah, all
think
right,
she
brother.
has she ever raised her voice at you?
Now, again, I don't even know if they, like I said, probably because the way they edited, I don't even know if they know any backstory, because the woman probably understands the situation, and he, he's like I said, he's going through it right now to where someone is just, he's already there, so, and he probably, for what the Adidas tracksuit guy said, it's just like his woman never worked a day. He's probably going to say it in the future, but he's like worked multiple jobs. She never had to work, and him doing 50-50 and all that other stuff. But I was hoping like you get some backstory, at least like how do they know if this woman respects him or not, or how do they feel about it. So that's why I wonder about that.
I just feel like when he told him that he like that conversation that they were having, and then like he told them it's hard being a man, but that's why my wife respects me, and your wife you think that your woman respects you. That is what I'm talking about. That is exactly.
Oh yeah, he tried to little boy him right there. He definitely tried to little boy him.
Oh. Does she cook for you every night?
Of course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
That struggle love, baby. People love that struggle. 16 hours a day. Okay, for one, as a person that cooks, it doesn't take, unless you're cooking Thanksgiving, does not take 8 hours to cook. I understand what he's trying to say, like, but I don't understand, like, I feel like he didn't ask, does he does stuff around the house as well? It's like, and this is what I mean, because I feel like a lot of the, because I hear this a lot from women, it's just like when they don't like 50-50 because they feel like they're going to do the housework as much as they doing like the, going to their regular job, they're doing the housework, as a man just sits home and does nothing. Now, unless you believe in gender roles, that's one thing, but I'm pretty sure like, I don't know how men are now, but you at least know the basis of cooking and cleaning and keeping the house together, and like it's like, and hopefully like y'all came in and put on some rules or set some rules aside of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and all that other stuff. Because like she could be doing the cooking and cleaning, that man could be probably, and I don't know if they live in a household apartment, he probably do the man shit, take out the trash, fix whatever needs to be fixed, and all the other jargon. It's just like, this is why I feel like this. A lot of this is so bare, it was like surface level. Like we're not really getting to the deepest of both of their lives to understand why they arguing like this. What y'all think?
So, bruh. Because now they're kind of like going tit for tat. You feel what I'm saying? Because he's I don't even really feel like it's ego. I think the other person who's 50-50 is secure within his manhood, but he understands his circumstances. The issue is that the traditional man is looking down on the 50-50 man. You feel what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
like the tone of it. So of course he's gonna get his ego up. Of course he's gonna be a little bit more aggressive in his approach, and he's gonna defend himself because he's a man too. You feeling what I'm saying? Like he's in a very humble and vulnerable position, probably working for $14 an hour. If you take that to any, if you talk to any regular man, nobody wants to work for $14 a motherfucking hour. They want to make enough money so that they can afford their rent, afford some groceries, the basic bare minimum shit. And the wider conversation that they need to be having is why, as black men, they see each other as competition and don't see each other as victims of the same circumstance that happened to them over 400 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? Because that plays a major motherfucking part in what's going on. And when I say this, and when this point is made, people think, oh, you're just making an excuse. How the fuck do you excuse 400 years of oppression? You feel what I'm saying? It has an effect. And that's what we're trying to address. Nobody is saying that because of these conditions, the men are not working. We're simply saying that because of the obstacles due to what happened, it's going to be harder for black men in particular to get to that mountaintop the same way the other races have. But this was an also wider conversation for them to both realize that no matter how much money they motherfucking have, they're still going to struggle. They're still going to suffer in some way. The traditional man, just because he's in the position that he's in, don't mean that he's not going to struggle. Don't mean that he's not going to suffer. And I think that the 50-50 man needed to understand that as well, because just because you are using your woman as like your partner, not even using, I don't even want to use the word using, but like you and your woman, you share responsibilities that is supposed to emulate 50-50. But to the traditional man, it doesn't compute because to him, his woman is part of his responsibility. You feel what I'm saying? So because he has responsibility over his woman, his wife, and the house that they have and the children that they have, he's going to be looking at it in a more objective view. Like, okay, I have to manage these assets the best way that I can. Because you best believe if that woman messes up, or if that woman does something to compromise the contract that they have, that traditional man is going elsewhere. Yeah, they can work it out and stuff like that, but usually those men go elsewhere, if we're being completely honest. But the men who go 50-50, the downside to that is, in the case that that 50-50 man does get like, his weight up, and now he can afford to pay the rent, now he can afford to do this and that and the third, is he now going to look at his woman with disdain and try to wrestle the power back from her? You feeling what I'm saying? Like, because you said earlier, like sometimes you can start 50-50 and then do traditional, but that's only if the woman agrees. Because if the woman don't want to let go of her 50, or maybe she wants to be the breadwinner. You feeling what I'm saying? So it's a layered ass motherfucking conversation. And here they are sitting here talking about, does your wife cook? Does your wife clean? You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, that's how I feel.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Did you hear about the story about Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union going 50-50?
Yes.
Do you know why they're going 50-50?
Please elaborate.
Okay. And Dwayne Wade explained this himself. I guess, and before they lived in this new spot where they was going 50-50, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union got into an argument. And Dwayne Wade said, well, he threw in her face that he pays all the bills in his house, right? And Gabrielle Union felt the type of way. So she said, the next house we're getting, we're going 50-50 because you are never going to say that to me ever again.
Woo!
So, and it's funny because a lot of people, when they heard about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade going 50-50, And it was just like a lot of people was just like, oh, he makes so much more money than Gabriel. Why is he? And everybody looked like a sucker. And I remember I was saying, like, because I can kind of get the idea of what type of person Gabrielle Union was. I said, how did you know that she wanted that? Because the way she was explaining it, she was like, you got to work. Like, even when she was explaining it before Dwayne Wade did, she was like, you got to work this, you got to put the money in and all that other stuff. It's just like, how do you, and I was like, the way she was explaining it, like, it's not that he was broke or anything. I think she did that for her own ego. And you brought that up. And I was like, yeah, some women have that type of ego, especially and if they're making money and they're making good money. It's just like, you think a lot of women, when they start making their own money and, you think they want to stop making their own money? Yeah, like some women, they want to work too. They want to have their own legacies. They don't want to be just this person's wife, especially in this type of era. They don't want to be this person's wife. They want to be their own entity. Especially like, it's just that women are hypergamous by nature. So they're going to date up either, but they still want people to like respect them as much as they respect their partner. Like, people don't understand relationships are like that. But I think people, and like most people, call that she's exuding masculine energy, and which I've always said, I just think she just want people to recognize her as a, either a boss or, someone that created their own legacy instead of just being a stay-at-home mom, which is something that I don't mind you doing. It's like, that's what you want, then you go ahead and do that. So let's get back to the video.
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right, you work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that. Hey, baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be complete respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Brother, it's hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand,
there's no way possible you could understand.
Oh, praise.
No way.
Why do you think that, brother?
Look at you. You on the net flashy. Yeah, man. You're not a man if you're not going 100. Your woman don't love you because you're not paying 100% of your bills.
She can't.
Who's to say that?
Brother, you will never know what it feels like to truly experience your woman until you're able to remove.
Are you with my woman?
Brother.
Are you with my woman?
First of all, and this is the part kind of like I started cringing because Kawhi Leonard over here pocket watching. It was just like, it's that like I said, I feel like this could have been a perfect example, you explaining why it's okay for a man to go 50-50. But instead, you talking about what Adidas man got. It's like you're looking at his. It's like he can't recognize me, and even though he may or may not been there, it's just like you could have been like, okay, your way works, but my way works as well, and here's why. But the pocket watching shit, yeah, that shit is cringy. What do y'all think?
The crazy thing is, the traditional man was in his shoe, and he told him that he started from the bottom, but he didn't get married until he could 100% support his, allow his wife to, be able to nurture him and the kids, help him elevate his dream, everything else. But the guy 50-50, he's so irritated and pissed because he feels like the traditional man doesn't like understand. He's telling you you shouldn't want to keep working for $15 an hour. And he looks like he's definitely in his over 30s, but $15 an hour still at 30, like stop it. Like we have younger kids that is in their 19, 20, 30 making almost 60,000 a year, 70,000 a year, 100,000 a year. 25-year-olds make 100,000 a year. So it's like after a point, you gotta like look at yourself and be like, bro, what in the world's going on? Like I need to get somewhere. Like I have to switch. Like you can't just be at McDonald's all your life. Like, and some people love that, and I 100% applaud them because you need somebody still working at McDonald's. Because if that's the case, nobody's working at McDonald's, then nobody be getting fast food. But it's just like at some point, somebody like I feel like McDonald's to me is for high school kids. Like because they have that drive, determination. They stay in school, they can be constantly busy. But it's like after a while, once you get family and everything else, it's just you have to want something different. You can't have that fast paced, fast food life all your life. Like it's just too fast paced. Like you should want to start slowing down.
Shit, most people I've seen McDonald's is immigrants. I was about to say ignorance, immigrants, but
Mhm.
I do agree with what you're saying. It's like, whew, the immigrants stay up in the McDonald's.
Yeah, because they don't have no have them barely have papers, and that's the only place that will hire them. And it's no McDonald's. All fast food places don't never stop. Restaurants, all those places don't never stop. You have to be somebody who just lives off of this like fast paced life where you could either be, yeah, you could be in manual labor work, also construction. That's also a busy job too. But the thing is, the pay just makes more sense. You're not on your like you're not constantly like constant movement. Like you're in one spot probably welding or probably like um doing electrical work or whatever in construction, but it's like different. You're seeing 30, 40, 50, 60, $70 an hour. You're seeing over $100,000 salaries, over 200,000 salaries. Or you go for a government like as you grow, as you want more. That's why I said 50-50. You can't have driving determination no more because he's not complacent. He's so complacent with his girl paying half that he doesn't even like at this point she's just there. He's not gonna go for a better job that's making more than 15. He's not gonna go for the manager position. If he is the manager position getting paid 15, I don't know where he's working at.
If I may.
Yeah, I wonder what. Yeah, that's about to say. I wonder where you working at. Where he's like $15 an hour. Because
Yeah.
just like
Ooh,
I've
may.
worked that job, but then I've gotten a better job that pay $10. I was like, shit, I'm taking
Like
that.
literally the dealerships, the guys who like clean and vacuum the vehicles before it goes out for sale, whatever, or after it's sold, like they getting paid the same amount as McDonald's, and their work is very more relaxed than it's like there's different opportunities for you to see more and have more. You don't have to like continue on. Like he didn't have to. He's so complete. Like I'm seriously believing this 50-50 guy is so complacent. He does not seem to want to change. And every time he keeps on being given this excuse of like, it's so hard. It is hard. If it was easy, then everybody would be living a good life.
Oh God. Oh God. Because bro, Material Life, I see your side. I promise you I do. I just think it's directed in the wrong direction. And I'm going to explain why. I don't think he's complacent. I think what it is, I think his frustrations is boiling over because he's had to repress how he feels for so long because he has to put on that mask of being a man and being masculine in a world that is uncaring. You feeling what I'm saying? Men are trained like that. Men are trained not to open up to their women. Men are trained not to rely on their emotions that much, because it burns them in the end. And I feel like the conversation that he's having with this man, that shit is leaking out and he can't help it because he's in a vulnerable position. It's like I said before, no sane man wants to fucking work a $15 an hour job. And I feel like that's why he's behaving that way. And I don't even feel like, oh, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he chose this for himself, or like he purposely put himself in this position because that's what he wants for him and his girl. He said earlier that they're in the trenches. And in the trenches, if the environment is what I think it is, there probably isn't that much opportunity for him to level up like other people can. But I will say at the same time, he does need to apply himself. He does need to, to plan ahead and see what he can do at his current level to try and get from there. But the traditional man said that there are a lot of men that die without ever realizing their true, real potential. That is a possibility. And I feel like people don't really talk about that enough. There are plenty of people that don't make it in this world, and they work hard just like everybody else, and they sacrifice just like everybody else. I don't think it's this, oh, I did this, and if I do it, you can do it too. I legitimately feel like everybody's path in life is different, and it comes with different lessons and different morals and different things that you can take away from their life. I just cannot simply sit here and say that he's being complacent when I don't even know what job he's working. I can't cast that judgment on him because he's not the only one that's like this. There's so many people, men and women, that's working dead-end jobs that want more for themselves. But, it's like, and I'm not saying that you did this, but there is a very popular narrative to call these people lazy, or to call these people, like they're not putting in enough work, when all they're trying to do is just get that opportunity for them to do the work. You see it all the motherfucking time, the rag to riches story, because they got the opportunity. They were able to take advantage of the opportunity that they got. So then my question becomes, when does he get his opportunity to show himself? And if the question isn't when is he going to get his opportunity, then is he not working hard enough as it is to stay afloat? Because the fact that he's even working that $15 job in the first place means that he does have some type of care in order to keep putting up with that type of embarrassment every day. Because what if it's that he feels so embarrassed to go into that job that he don't even feel like opening up to people because he's fearful that they might judge him, or that he might be this lazy person? I'm not trying to be long-winded, but there's layers to this shit. There's so many fucking layers to this shit.
I think the fact that he said, the traditional guy said, there's so many people die without even experiencing good. Like, I feel like that should have been a topic they talked about. I agree with you. The 50-50 guy, I know, like, I'm sorry, $15 an hour. I feel like any job that's paying $15 an hour, especially for the age you are, is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be like a warehouse job or McDonald's, like something where you're going to be so exhausted every day. Because it's like they purposely make life hell for you for 15 or 8 or 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, $18. Like, I feel like anything paying $20 and less, they purposely make life hell for you. They find the worst supervisor for you. They find, like, out of 5 employees, only 2 of them you can get along with, and the rest is just trash. It's like they know, like, it's like they feel like you're stuck. So anything that's paying $20 or less, they feel like you're stuck. So they make sure it's bound to be miserable where you're at right now. But a lot of people keep staying. I know he's working hard. I'm not saying he's not working hard. I know he's working hard. But the thing is, I just don't think. And like he says, like, yeah, his wife, the girl or whoever he's with, like, she cooks, she cleans, but I really truly don't believe she 100% respects him.
Yeah, I can agree.
Like, he can pretend that, but she truly do not, because first of all, no offense, but any female that's also paying half the rent, or like just like the whole story about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, and when he was paying all of it, because when she was paying, remember her last marriage, she was paying 100%, and she was living her best life. She didn't give a damn about the man she was with. She did whatever she wanted to do. She disrespected him like crazy, because she was technically the man in the relationship, and she said that. Then when she got with Dwayne Wade, she was still doing, like, before they was together, they would, they lived separately, they did their own thing, then they got together. They was also still separately, but she still, you remember, she's coming from an old marriage where she was the man in the relationship. She cheated, she lived her best life, and then she got with Dwayne Wade, and it was like, once he said that one word to her, like, this is my house. Oh, she said, time out. That's so she going 50-50, but they still cheating on each other. So it's like, you going 50-50, but you still getting cheated on. So you should have just went 100. He should have just went 100, and you could have still been getting cheated on, just paying less of his bill. Like, because she still pays her family's bills. She's still paying a lot of people's bills, plus her household bill. So I'm like, it don't make sense.
Well, this is why I tell men, if your woman makes more than you, make enough money where you don't need her money. Yeah, she's probably paying. It's not even fuck. It's not even fuck you money. It's just that I would say enough money to where, like, you could get it. Like, she probably has a house and you probably can afford an apartment. It's just like, if y'all break up, you could just go ahead and get an apartment. You just live with the rest of your life. It's like, I feel like the reason, and maybe I'm wrong, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, majority of women don't like being the breadwinner because you feel like the man is mooching off of your money, and especially since you like worked hard for that money, you don't want, you know, you want to use it on yourself. You don't really want to put it on everybody else. You kind of like want to spend that money on your own.
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, you have your responsibilities, but let's just like, but majority of the relationships are saying when the women make more than the money, I mean, when make more than the man, I'm not gonna lie, they disrespect the fuck out the man. Like Oprah and Stedman, and Stedman is a millionaire. Oh, yes, Oprah's a billionaire, but Stedman had money. She disrespected the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but it also depends on the woman, though, because it truly 100% really depends on the woman. Because there's a thing, certain women, like, even if she makes more than her husband or makes more than her man, it's not about making more. Because the thing is, she still expects him to hold his responsibility. So, like, the money that she brings in is for, like, so they can have the life of luxury. So, like, she still expect him to, like, be the man in the household, like, be in charge of the, like, you bills. But the thing is, if she wants to take him out to, like, let's say for his birthday, she wants to do an extravagant thing, or they're saving money, because anything can happen in marriage. Your husband can end up losing his job, or, like, so, like, that money that she's been saving and putting away, that money's gonna come to use eventually. And it also can work for trips, vacation, stuff like that. So it just truly depends on the woman. Some women, they will not respect a man that's making less. And I can't tell them, oh, that's messed up. Why would you even get a relationship? Like, first, why would you even get a relationship with somebody who's making less, and you can't respect them?
Because, I think you obviously know that as the more money you make, the less options there are for women. Especially since a lot of women don't like to quote unquote date down, so there's not a lot of options for women. And then, like, the man that you want usually is not going to conform to you. He's probably want you to conform to them, and a lot of women don't want to do that, especially since, like, if they're making money too. So So yeah, most women that quote unquote date down is because their options are very limited. So they feel like that's all you can get.
I don't know. I've never dated up, so I don't know what it feels like to date up. So I think
Hey,
it's just it truly depends on the woman. Like if you don't have like that nasty, just miserable personality, like as the man just has to be an alpha. Like it's just impossible. You can't date a woman who makes more money and have insecurities. It's not gonna work.
okay. So all right, let me ask you this question: do you feel like there's more than one ways to provide?
Yeah, there's always been more
Why
than
do
one
you?
way to provide.
So let me ask you this: why when usually when why is majority of relationship based on money? Then it's like because like you said, there's more than one way to provide, but the main focus is like the money and the security, and protecting and providing the security, you putting them in a house, that. Why is like majority of us focus on that? Because I do agree with you. There's more than one ways to provide. You can provide wisdom. You can provide. You don't need to be a rich man to provide security. You just need to protect the woman.
It-
Yeah,
well,
there's so many ways.
you don't need to be a rich man in general to provide to provide financial stability because
Yeah, you could be.
no one is because there's a whole lot of men that's not even making millions of dollars, not even making over 100K, and they literally their wife lives at home and they can support their whole family off of their paychecks.
I was about to say them Latinos do it all the time.
Is and they keep on doing it and they keep adding kids to the mix
Hmm.
and they work.
Uh, okay, let's get back to the video.
But hold on. I think finance is the only language everybody, for some odd reason, universally knows. For some odd reason, they feel like that's the only thing they can talk about is when they say 50-50, or when they say oh, you can't be a man, is if you're not like, well, you can't. There's a lot of other steps to not to like deter a man from being a man. It's not just, oh, you are able to make sure your wife can, like, 'cause nowadays, half these women don't want to stay at home because a lot of them are fearful that if they stay at home, don't work, don't bring in any extra income or anything like that, and let's say the man cheats, leave her, whatever the case may be, she just has nothing to fall back on. Like there's no trust. There's no 100% trust that this man will be there with you till the end of times.
Mhm. Was a perfect example of what you explained. And I know a lot of people don't like this couple because of the dude, but Nicki Minaj and her husband, you know, it's like if it wasn't for the fact that one, he's kind of a weirdo, and two, that man has a very checkered past. That's a because Nick obviously Nicki makes the money, but everybody look at him as a bum or
But
something.
that's the crazy thing is we don't know exactly how, like, we don't know nothing about him financially, nothing. So we don't really know how much money he has. Like,
Or
we know Nikki
like
as being the celebrity, but we really, like, we barely know Nikki finances. We really don't know how much money she really got in the bank account. Like, we know Rihanna is a billionaire because Forbes said it,
mm-hmm.
but Rihanna ain't got $1 billion in her bank account. I can tell you that. She got $1 billion of equity. She has a company that's worth over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Rihanna owns
Or
and rent a few homes.
mm-hmm.
She's still
Or like
renting, so clearly, some ain't adding up.
yeah, or like you said, I said that man probably protects her and provides something to her that she probably needs. And like they're probably good with money because, like I said,
I,
Nikki was Nikki is, but it's just like he's probably protected and providing in a different way other than financially. But people
I
always
think
have
you.
to him as a bum.
I think he got money crept up somewhere, but because the nigga been in them streets.
Probably.
We
That's
probably
right.
own a few dispensaries and own a few trucking business. You know, everybody a trucker. Everybody own a trucking business. That be in them streets. Um, so we don't know certain people finances because a lot of people think ASAP Rocky a bum because
Yeah, I know.
Rihanna and the nigga's still a millionaire. So I'm like, that's a weird bum, but okay.
Yeah, but even if you're listening to like the conversation that we are having, like a lot of people they will look at ASAP Rocky and call him a bum because Rihanna has more money than him, but whole time he has more money than all of you talking shit.
I
You feel what
know.
I'm saying? So it's like
Yep.
where is the line drawn? Because you have so much to say about people that you don't know that have more money than you. But as soon as your finances come into play, then all of a sudden there's too much. Then all of a sudden it's too overwhelming for you, and you don't want to open up like that. You feel what I'm saying? People do that shit all the time. And this is why I particularly don't like talking about finances when it comes to relationships because most people can't manage money to save their motherfucking life anyway as we're speaking right now. So I feel like if you really are the type of person to truly value a person, then it's going to be more than just money. Obviously money is important, but money will come so long as you focus on handling your responsibilities as an adult. You're going to find a way to make that money because you're not a lazy person. You're going to be a person that's going to take that initiative. And when we're having these conversations, we just assume that the people that have a whole bunch of money just work harder than everybody else. And I'm like, my nigga, that's a motherfucking lie. Nobody work harder than a mother that got two kids. A single mother that got two kids, you out working her? Hell, motherfucking no. You feeling what I'm saying? So sometimes those type of people, they don't get like we can all fucking acknowledge that those people do not get paid their worth. You feel what I'm saying? Even the most regular job you can get, you're not being paid your worth. I said it so many motherfucking times before. If you're working a job and you cannot, and that one job doesn't take care of your basic expenses, you're being scammed. You feel what I'm saying? We are living in a motherfucking country where, like, they was talking about 63% of Americans cannot afford a $400 motherfucking dollar emergency. And these are the same niggas talking about ASAP Rocky is a bum? Bruh, the delusion is real.
All right, let's get back into the video.
Brother, are you with my woman?
Woman, brother, listen.
Exactly.
I almost called you a woman.
You
Forgive
got
me.
you got your woman, I got mine, brother.
Brother, right now, you're dealing in high emotions. You're not even allowing me to finish my sentence,
For
brother.
what? You finished your sentence,
Bro, do you like Chinese food?
No.
Do you like chicken?
No.
So you don't like nothing?
No.
Brother, shut up. Let me give you a gem, right?
Before he does that, yeah, I didn't that whole thing about like him being dismissive about even if like he was about to throw a analogy and then he just like no. He was like, no. It was just like you could like he could have like at least hear him out what he was trying to say or what analogy, but it's just like he's kind of like shut off. And I don't know, just by the body language, like he's very relaxed. It's just and like he's been even when he stood up straight, he's like relaxed, like he's not gonna do stuff. His hand's been fidgeting this whole time. I don't know if anybody else been paying attention to that. Like, especially when he was, the whole thing of him being not a real man because he's going 50-50. Like, he probably like resisting. Usually people with fidget in their hands, they want to hit somebody. So they're just kind of like trying to resist themselves. But also, like I said, the demeanor in his voice is, and this is my opinion, demeanor in his voice is just like you're not even trying to hear him out. But at the same time, I guess he doesn't feel like he's being listened to. At the same time, maybe that's why he's acting like that. I don't know. Which I think.
I just think it's just in his 50-50 mentality. He I'm sorry. He just has that it's like if we would put a ton of 50-50 guys together, they would all have the same personality. Where it's like they don't want you to teach them anything. They feel like they got it. They can get there. It's like at this point they don't feel like, they just gonna figure it out themselves. You can't guide them, you can't help them, you can't tell them that there's this job that's paying $25 an hour. All you gotta do is like get a trade, boom, apply, they're hiring you on the spot. He like racking, I got it. That's how he is right now. Like, I got it. You can't tell me nothing. Like, he didn't hear nothing that man said this whole time. The man just been talking to himself. He wanted to find a reason to punch the man, talking about some, are you sleeping with my girl? Or are you with my girl? Whatever. I'm like, how did you come to that conclusion? So you creating this false illusion in your head that I even know who your girl is. And the other guy is like, this dude is just like in his head, he like, damn, this is one of the hardest, dumbest rock I done ever talked to. That's probably what he's saying in his head. Like, to him, talking to this guy is hilarious. Because he can just see it's just a broke mentality. Not like broke as if like financially broke, but just broke as in like as a human, he's just broken. He's been beaten down, he's been shackled. His brain is just exhausted. Like he doesn't have to push anymore. Like I don't even know if him at home is his girl be going off or she be like constantly, like like it's just you can tell he just been going through a lot. Not just at this little sit down, but like probably home, work, everything's just kicking his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's like the body language says it. You know what I'm saying? He's very combative. He's very like he has a lot of sass. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of sass coming out. There's like a lot of sassy energy. But I know where it's coming from. It's coming from you literally even just explained it, material life. Life has beaten them down. You feeling what I'm saying? He probably don't even feel like much of a man as he should, be just simply just due to the fact that he's in the circumstance that he's in and he has to struggle every day and every day is a fight, right? He don't have that warrior mentality. Instead, he got that mentality where the battles have been a little long and he's weary and he's not as sharp, he's not as focused anymore because it's just every single day the same thing over and over and over again. And that's how it is when you're in the trenches. That's why I don't like the way the traditional man is speaking to him, because it's like he's talking down to him. And when you talk down to someone, they're going to be sassy. They're going to be belligerent. They're not going to hear your motherfucking point because all you see is me in poverty. That's all you see. You feel what I'm saying? You're not talking to me as a man. You're talking to me as the dude who has a $15 an hour job. You feel what I'm saying? What they both need to do is they both need to calm their egos down and they need to speak like fucking men. You feel what I'm saying? For example, if me and Ray was speaking, let's say Ray's a traditional man and I'm a 50-50 man, and Ray tells me you're not a real man. I'm not gonna fucking throw a tantrum and then call him a poopy head because that's being sassy. You feeling what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna look Ray in the eye and then I'm gonna ask him, why do you feel that way? And then we're gonna have a motherfucking man-to-man ass conversation about it as men. Because maybe I may be a 50-50 dude, I may be making $15 an hour, but if I touch that nigga's heart with the shit that I say, maybe he could pull me out of my motherfucking circumstances. You feeling what I'm saying? Just because we're talking like men, and I don't carry myself as a man that works $15 an hour. I carry myself as me. because I know who the fuck I am. This brother don't know who he is yet because he's been in the trenches too long. And his girl, and it seems like his girl not really helping him either. And you know that a relationship is probably going
Nah.
to turn disastrous.
Mhm.
You feel what
Also,
I'm saying?
and I think Father to point this out. Damn that! I'm just going. If I got it, and then if I have a way to bring you up with me, I'm gonna take you with me. If I see you in the circumstances and you look like you want to do better, and you like, if I can see the ambition in you, and if I see the drive in you, and you can see that you want to do better, I'm gonna pull you. I'm gonna like, not only I'm gonna like give you the game, but I'm gonna give you the opportunity to do better. I'm not gonna
Say
make
that
you.
word one more time, Ray. What's
Yeah,
that word?
I'm going to give you the opportunity
Mm,
to do better. Like you making $1,000 an hour, and I have the power to at least make you like you could do double that. Nah, it's like I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck that $15 job. Yo, you can make double that if you come work with me. So come work with me. So we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
we here. We here.
I think in the 50-50 man, the woman, no offense, but I feel like if you're married to a woman or in a relationship with a woman and she doesn't elevate your life at all, let her go. Send her back to the trenches that she live in. Because at this point, I don't even think she's elevating him because he has no ambition. Like none. Like he's completely like done.
To the street she came, back to the street she
And the fact that he's even say we're in the trenches, that just tells you like they just living a miserable life together. She's not like trying to be like, babe, you got it. You got to go over there. Like, I know for a fact it's hard right now, but we're only doing this for a short period of time right now. Get the training, get the knowledge you can. We can go fly. Oh, there's this job right here. They're offering more. They're looking for a manager. You've been working at this company for 2 or 3 years, 6 months plus. I think you'll do really good here. Like she has to be looking for employment for you. Now, unless she's been looking for employment, she done gave him so many opportunities for better jobs, and he just threw it away, or he got mad at her for like feeling like she's belittling him by trying to find better jobs for him. Because sometimes men can feel some type of way if your girl is like, oh, this place is hiring for like let's say $20 an hour, and it's like, well, I could look for this myself if I was looking. Like, why was she looking for me? Like, she don't like. Do she look down on me or something? I don't know. I just don't.
You're right, and for that, I'm gonna say, brothers, if you are like that, you need to pull your head out of your own fucking
ass.
I'm the type, but I sent all my friends. Like, if I see a job opportunity and something is paying, and I know that this is a field that they like, I be sending all my friends all sorts of job opportunities. It's just like, why would I hold it hostage? If I see it and I know for a fact it's something, especially they're paying well, I'm like, well, let me see if this is something you'll be into. But I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I have a feeling he's toxic. Like, she probably did try to elevate him, and it was just like
it's struggle braids.
I got it.
It's the struggle braids. Look at that hang time. See how short the hang time is. That's how short his temper is. So
that
from a science standpoint.
Yeah, but like Ray, you literally made the point that I've been trying to make this entire time. Like if you see a nigga struggling and again you feel like he has the credentials to be something great, then extend your hand instead of trying to create this narrative to which, oh man, you just being lazy. Because I feel like the most laziest thing in the world is to call somebody lazy because you don't know where this person has been through. You don't know what type of shit the person's circumstances is going through. All you are seeing is what he's showing you. You feel what I'm saying? And you're making a judgment based off of that. And bro, like the Bible says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Nobody should be throwing stones, but of course we don't live in a world like that. People are going to throw stones anyway. But what I'm saying is, it just really goes to show you the extent of delusion people operate in, because they want to feel like they always feel like they need to be superior to somebody, and men can fall for this just simply due to the fact that we have to save face. You feel what I'm saying? So we feel like sometimes we have to do it with our own family members, and we get into that frame of mind, and then that's when all the bullshit starts coming out. But again, it takes for the man to meditate and find that energy within himself to do what he needs to do to provide for his family. He can't get that from outside. That's why I fucking hate when people give me advice sometimes. Not because I don't want to listen, but because that shit don't help. You're telling me shit that I've heard 10,000 times before and that I'm probably already doing anyway. The best thing you can do for someone is just to be there and just be present. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like some people just like to overcomplicate it. Just be present, and when they need that shoulder to lean on, you can choose to be that shoulder to lean on or not. But if you feel like he's bullshitting you, then leave. I'm gonna quote the book of Future from the Bible. From the streets did she emerge, and to the streets she will return. And I say unto you, she is for the streets. So be not wary when she must return from whence she came. Ain't that right, Ray? Damn, his internet got bombed.
I'm sorry, did you really just said Future from the Bible?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the
Future.
song album? The Bible?
Yeah. Nah, it's the book. So it's this meme. So they put like one of Future's lyrics on it, and it's like in the form of a Bible. So we just been running that joke ever since.
Oh, because I'm like, it sounds like a good Bible, but I know for a fact there's no Bible verse that says from the street she come, the street she will return. Because I'm just like,
bro. Anyway, ever since I saw that shit, I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm gonna start using this because this is too good. This is very well done. But yeah, like y'all said it earlier, like if the girl ain't elevating him the way that she should be, which is gonna be hard to do when when you're in a 50-50 relationship, to be completely honest with you.
no, it's not.
Really?
It in the 50-50, that's why they're in a relationship.
Okay.
At this point in the 50, like all these things are that's the whole purpose of the relationship era. Is this trial and tribulation, this rough life.
The
Like,
struggle love.
yeah. Don't take that struggle love into marriage. No. Keep it there.
Okay.
Where y'all figure stuff out, like she's working, he's working, they're putting their bills together, they're paying through their debt, whatever, and in preparation. So when you get into marriage, it's calm.
Yeah.
Like you can then now be nurtured. Like she can constantly looking for things and like, what's your goals, what's your aspiration, what do you want to do in life? And like, oh, like you can go into trade school. Let's say, okay, like you want to go take classes and learn a different trade or something like that in between. Like y'all both have this balance.
Right.
But then if once you get into marriage, it ain't no playing time no more. It's a lot of responsibilities that get added on.
Yeah.
It's a lot of depth that get it's a different level into the marriage world versus where it's two single people. Now marriage, even the government considers y'all as a union. If something happens or situation, your spouse is now listed under some certain things. Like it's not just you going to court about a financial situation. They can even
Both of
pull her
y'all.
in there.
Yep, both of y'all.
Exactly. So it's not a joke no more. Y'all don't have time to be playing around.
I love that. I love that. I love what you said right there. Ain't no time to be playing. I fucking love that because that's all I be seeing is just people playing around.
Yeah, they should have did that in the relationship stage. 50-50. figuring out exactly how much y'all owe, y'all finances, saving up, figuring out life. Then
In the
people
worst,
get into the marriage stage and they're just still in a state of delusion. I'm like, bruh, why is y'all was living in a shack when y'all was dating? Each person had their own shack and was able to pay these bills, right? Why would y'all think y'all should go into a 5-bedroom apartment with no kids now that y'all married? Like, make it make sense. The future kids, y'all not making 5 kids in 1 year unless a miracle happens. But other than that, y'all should probably just still stay in this shack and continue to pay down.
Right.
in the words of Beanie Siegel, stop fucking partying. But I'm gonna say this last thing, and then we're gonna get into the video. Do y'all know who is Batman's biggest asset?
Catwoman? I don't know.
Alfred.
Alfred? Yeah,
Alfred.
Alfred.
Because even there are some times where, like Batman, sometimes he gets stuck in the rut, and sometimes, and I've seen this many of times, and even showed it in the Dark Knight with the whole. Sometimes some people just want to watch the world burn. The one
Love
thing
that
about Alfred,
interaction.
yeah, the one thing about Alfred is that he still lets Batman be Batman, but he doesn't tell him what to do. He just points him into the right direction, and then Batman just figures it out. Or sometimes he just lead, and sometimes as a significant other, sometimes somebody has to be Batman, somebody has to be Alfred, and Alfred. Like if you know how to be Alfred, then you are in a good position because, like, because at least like with Alfred, Batman respects him. So he is going to take notice, especially like if you're pointing them in the right direction. So sometimes is even if you can't be Batman, at least be Alfred in this situation. So on to the video.
Right. Sit, Jim, brother, please. And may you take this with a divine understanding heart, because I know how sometimes when we get triggered, we can't hear the love in a message because we feel triggered, we feel ashamed. But I'm saying this, if you truly love your woman, right? If you truly care for her, all I'm saying is go hard for her. And you going hard for her won't last. I know some brothers might be like, I live here, my rent's $1,400. I live here, my rent's $2,000. I live here, my rent's $5,000. I understand. But how would you be living if you didn't have that woman? All I'm saying is if she loves you and you love her, go hard for her. And then you say, baby, look, I'm going to go hard. You stay home. You nurture the children. You nurture the company. I'm going to focus on bringing in this money. So if you're playing your position and she's playing her position, you won't be struggling for too long. And I'm coming from a place of love, but most men have never been loved by a man.
What I'm hearing you say is overwork myself until I'm dead. I can't no longer enjoy this woman. That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth that?
That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth going to war for?
Of course.
So, brother, you taking on another job to provide for your family's every need.
But if I continue to work like that, I won't be able to enjoy my family.
Man, brother, your family wasn't created for your enjoyment. They were created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just.
Yeah, I agree with that or disagree with that?
Nah, you lost me. You started
He was
using me
spitting.
hard. At
He
first, I
was
was
spitting
with him.
until that.
Until that.
Yeah, at first I was with him in the beginning, and then when the guy said, "So you want me to work until I die or something?" I was just like, "Well, how did he get that message?" But then Mr. Tradition Man lost me once he said something about your family not there for you to enjoy. I was like, wait, time out now.
Wait a minute. What do you
Time
mean?
out. Time out. Now you had me. I was with you, but then you lost me, and I don't even know if you can get me back. Because at this point, I'm questioning.
I was about to say because I know a lot of people with rich dads, and then like they missed out on a lot of birthdays, bar mitzvah. Why am I saying bar mitzvahs? I'm not Jewish. But
sign of the time, pray. Sign of the times.
Yeah, sign of times. I'm old. I'm sorry. Birthdays, holidays, first walks, first time speaking. There's people done miss a lot of that. And then most people they record that, and once you're there for it, you like cherish that. Most people you don't really get that twice. So I know a lot of people who's just like they work hard and then like they don't know nothing about their kids. And that's sad. Like they don't know anything about their kids. But but there's some people that they work and then they go home and then they do experience their family. Like they go to their son's baseball games, they go to their son's whatever they have cheerleading. I said sun cheerleading, but anyway, but they go to the events that they go to, and there's like something that they will cherish for the rest of their lives. So it's it's a sacrifice. You do work 16 hours a day, you're gonna miss a lot. Hell, like shoot.
Well, you will miss what you don't want to go to.
Which is also true. But if you like the military like us, I had to miss my sister. Like I missed my sister's wedding, and I'm still sad about that.
You probably was on deployment.
No, it was that. Remember that the stupid ass like 1 day fucking underway that they was trying to put us on, and then it got canceled.
Damn, it got canceled.
And then we did it the next day. We was in the shipyards.
Oh, I remember we had that fake. It was supposed to be like a
fake on the way.
Yeah, I don't remember what they used to call it back then, but it was a fake underway, but like it was supposed to do the illusion of like you're being out to sea.
It was like sit rep. I think it was called sit rep. Wasn't it sit rep?
I don't think
it was it was the dumbest shit because most of us we know what the fuck to expect in a goddamn underway, and we're in a boat.
I didn't have that problem, right? Because I got off the ship.
Yeah, I know you got off the ship.
Yeah, because I had school.
Yeah, you had school. So
I had already talked to my chain of command. I had already been approved to be going to school every night. So I just couldn't. I was like, yeah, it's time for me to go.
You lucky. Me, like now the wedding was already, there, and like most people, we couldn't even take leave days off because of that stupid ass 1 day underway dumbass shit. I was so pissed. And the fact that like I couldn't because we was going to do it the next day, I couldn't even go up to Maryland. And mind you, it's like a 3-hour drive because we had to come back to the next day or some shit like that. So I couldn't even go to the wedding.
But that's how you had a shitty chain of command too.
Yeah, I ain't like the captain then. That was after our other captain died, and then
yeah. But my chain of command, they was very helpful. I would say that. When it came to it might also be because I'm a female, so I don't know. I'm not gonna say.
I mean,
I guess men and females have different experiences.
I don't want to say my repair did change command. No, I can't say a bad word about them. It's I feel like if I was in any other I feel like if I was in any other division, I probably would have went to mass 3 or 4 times. So I'm not even I'm gonna be real. You went on deployment with me. They was up there for some petty reasons, especially if you was an airman. They was up there for some petty reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm not. But engineering,
they're different.
Yeah, engineering we take care of our own. Yeah, engineering we take care of our own. But the airmen's, but they was up there for some petty ass reasons.
No. Mine, remember, I left mid deployment and came back. So
yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, what I wanted to say real quick because, I'm glad you said what you said, Victoria Life, because Like, I really was confused when he said you wasn't able to enjoy your family like that. But at the same time, too, it's like now they're doing their little stupid tit for tat thing where it's just like
Mhm.
he's not hearing what he's saying because he's triggered, and he's not hearing what he's saying because he knows that he's triggered, but he's gonna try and pour salt on the wound a little bit because I'm established and I got I got to where I want to be, and I know that you want to be in my position. You feeling what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of, I feel like there's a power dynamic at play here. You feeling what I'm saying? And now that the 50-50 man, because I feel like he is listening to him. I don't feel like he's throwing away everything. I just feel like, again, like, you gotta see where this man is at. Like, it's not just about the job. It's not just about him. Like, this man, like when he said, "Oh, so I'm just supposed to work for the rest of my life and die and shit like that," that
That
should have
blew my
showed
mind.
you. Yeah, like that should have showed you right there is deeper than what you actually motherfucking think it is. This man is this man is close to despair. You feeling what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And Ray, as a man, like, what that fucking feels like when you feel like sometimes you put in all this effort, you put in all this work, and it feels like nobody sees it. You feeling what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like you just working and working and working and working and working, and this nigga is over here with a whole bunch of money lecturing me about the shit that I'm not doing, and I've done all this shit, and it's everything, and it's taken everything in me to even do that in the first place. But because you already have it, everything that I do in comparison to you is small. So you're not going to see my accomplishments as accomplishments. You feeling what I'm saying? You're not going to see
Mhm.
me as that. You're just going to see the fact that I make $15 an hour no matter what I motherfucking do. I could motherfucking save a elderly woman from a falling bridge, but I make $15 an hour. So fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like the dynamic that's at play here. And he's not adept to even see that and address it in the way that it needs to be addressed. I really do feel like the 50-50 man is reaching out. I feel like the traditional man is like slapping his hand but making contact at the same time. And it's like, bro, you're so close. I'm
But
like watching this video and I'm like, you're so close to getting it. All you
but
really need to do
also,
is
have you thought about the traditional man is just not capable of giving out knowledge and training someone up? By accident, the traditional man got to where he was. By accident. Because if you're unable to educate and kind of explain what you do or how you done it or how you got there, because to be honest, he's unable to explain to this man. Because for you to say to a man, a 50-50 man, he needs to get a second job, that's, to me, that was mind blowing. As a traditional
yeah.
man, for you to think that his only option is to go work even more and then say, well, your family, how can you, in the same breath that you said to allow your family to live the good life, you said, well, your family is not for your enjoyment? What? Then what the hell are you doing this for?
Mm.
Like, why is she's being nurtured, this and that, and she gets to stay at home and you feel more like a man if it's not for your enjoyment? Then what the hell is it for?
I'm the man. I'm the man.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
but
That's, to me, I'm just like, he accidentally got to where he was. Something happened and something went right and something kept going right, and he's unable to replicate this concept and bring somebody else in because he's still not clear. How did he accidentally keep getting these right moves? Or like what happened for him to get there? It might just be the wife gave him a lot of opportunities, but the thing is she's just not a
Mm.
selfish person. And so she's constantly seeing things and he applied it and he got there. And then it's like, okay. So yeah, he's like he says, the wife's there to nurture you and elevate you and help you get up. So it might have been the wife that kept on pushing him up and pushing him up and pushing him up. So he's unable to help this guy. Because first of all, like you said, Father, it is no reason for you to have a job and you're unable to support yourself with that job. That one sole job. Like, I
Yeah.
understand if you're working a job and you have to live at home, that job should still be able to support you. But when you leave home, you can't still keep working at that same job that was supporting you when you was living at home and not paying extra bills. Like, your money was just going for, like, to buy clothes, shoes, might be a cell phone bill. But once you leave the house, you have to go find something that can support you living on your own. Why would I get two jobs? Like, two long 8-hour jobs just so I can make $100,000 a year versus one job making $100,000 a year. I can get one regular job and go to school and get the knowledge so I can apply to a different job to make $100,000 a year. Why you ain't tell him that, but tell him to go get his. First of all, like, you know how everybody hate Chris, and she like, my husband worked 3 jobs. I don't need this.
Mm-hmm.
When do
My
he
husband
sleep?
got 2 jobs. I don't need this.
Is that like, when is this man supposed to sleep? When is this man supposed to, like, this is, then he's gonna be mentally drained, and he's not gonna be like, he's gonna be incapable of being a man, a father, a husband to
Mhm.
anybody. I was at this
Exactly.
point, traditional man need to shut the hell up.
Exactly, because all of his energy is being siphoned by that job, bro. You know how in them late 80s and early 90s movies, like the child or like the kids in the movie always got an issue with the father because the motherfucker is always working and can never go to the games and can shit like that. Like, that's what
Temptations.
happens. Yes, that's literally what happens. They created an entire motherfucking culture of that. So kids had to race themselves. That's why kids be acting so fast and grown and shit like that. Because their parents wasn't in the house. Because all the motherfuckers did is work. You feeling what I'm saying? And with a society like that, it's going to be difficult to have those conversations because the very same people that grew up like that are now the adults. So when you sit there and tell them get another job, when you sit there and tell them, oh, you're not working hard enough, that's a layer of pain that you are poking because they saw their mothers and their fathers work all that motherfucking hours, work all their life, work for years and years and years and years and years. And look at where they at. They repeating the same fucking process. So you can't just sit there and tell them to get another job. That's not an option. Yeah, it might be an option for people who are really desperate. But this is a man that's literally trying to get to where you're at. And you keep talking about a cheat code and your cheat, and instead of telling them the cheat code, your advice is, oh bro, you gotta get another job, brother. Otherwise, your family is not gonna be able to enjoy it. Well, what about me? Yeah, you're not gonna enjoy it because you're not supposed to. I'm like, what? Okay.
And if your wife, if her best option for you is to work 4 jobs, let her go. I'd rather be struggling at home by my damn self,
bro,
than to have another person and I'm 4 jobs in with this other body. And now once that this other person off, like, give me some structural advice, some possibilities, or try, like, I rather, if I were gonna sit at home, learn the stocks all day long. Just keep learning them. Start, like, and then teach me once I have time. Teach me. But to sit at home, do absolutely nothing, not elevate any portion of this house, and then tell him to go get another job and keep telling your husband to get another job. Oh, get another job. Oh, get another job. And now he working 5 minimum wage jobs.
Like a Jamaican.
And then doing ride sharing because he probably doing Lyft, Uber, or something, or Uber Eats or DoorDash or something more because he just needs more money somewhere. Like,
might
bruh,
as well just kill him at that point.
not even slow, just kill him fast because that's exactly what you do.
That man is
don't
gone.
even let him see 40 because you making sure he don't see it.
That man is gone at that point. And bro, you keep fucking around with that mental health shit, bro. They really don't understand what effect that has on them when a man is just working and working and working and working and sees none of it. Or
Shit,
either
one job and I hate it. Like, I'm like, yo, this work life stuff is for slavery.
Bro, yeah, it's ghetto. It's
So
literally
to imagine you put your spouse to work, I was like, I told my best friend, I was like, yo, I don't even understand how men did it back in the days. Like legit work 2-3 jobs and didn't really complain. Like how, Sway?
In that days, you just had to say toughen it up. You just say fuck it. You just push through.
Yeah,
I
That's
but at the
honestly
same time,
like that's why like that's where the whole man up thing or got to see it through my boy thinking is like because in that era you kind of like had to.
and I
Ain't
feel like
nobody
it
else
fucked us up.
you have to get it yourself.
I feel
What'd
like
you
it
say,
kind
Father?
of. I feel like it kind of fucked us up. Like it really
Yeah.
kind of did fuck us up. So I don't like that whole man up shit. Like I know when to apply it. Don't get me wrong, because I've listened to you talk about it, and I do agree with you. There are some times where that is the motherfucking case, but when it comes to emotions, man up doesn't work. When it comes to an emotional person, because men are emotional, bro, and I'm so tired of people not fucking acknowledging that men have fucking emotions too. And their emotions are just as valid as a woman's emotions. So when a man is sitting there fucking telling you he don't want to work like that no more, he's being sincere. You feel what I'm saying? He's just trying to get to a point where the struggle isn't suffocating him anymore, and the struggle that he's doing is actually to benefit him. When we go and lift weights and work out, we're struggling. We're fucking suffering. But we know that it's going to make us stronger. We know for a fact it's going to motherfucking make us stronger. So what men want is if I'm going to work this job or I'm going to do this service for my fucking community or my country, I need to know that I am being fairly compensated so I can watch over my kids.
I want to see the fruits of my labors, bitch. Oh, Dion woke up.
Yeah, I feel like none of this
No,
shit is
I've been here the whole time. I've been talking, and I guess it just didn't pick me up for some reason.
the entire time.
The entire time. Okay.
The Jitsi fucking has a vendetta against you because she's like, you're not gonna speak. And I'm sorry, Dion.
No, I've heard this and I've heard the entire conversation. It's just a couple of times I'm talking. I'm like, wait, these niggas can't hear me.
Yeah,
no,
we legitimately cannot hear you. Like
We did not hear you at all.
it's okay.
Like I've heard everything Material Life had said and all. So it's just I'm just like, what the fuck happened to my shit?
I'm so sorry.
And I saw that you didn't have your thing mute, so I was just like, and I'm shocked. I'm like, damn, Dion didn't feel no, like he didn't even renege on anything we said.
There was a couple of things I was trying to say, but because Jitsi was doing whatever it was doing to my phone or whatever, Fada actually beat me to it.
It's okay. Jesse kicked me out too. I don't know. Y'all saw that.
But
Oh no! Once I realized y'all couldn't hear me, I hung up willingly and jumped back in.
No, because Dion, you had already went in the beginning, but I was like, damn, okay. He must be in agreement. And Father was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the video.
And you get the first crack at the response, Dion, after this clip.
Yeah, okay.
To be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know what? You're a funny guy.
Oh, praise
because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, play together.
More praises.
Not me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive, brother?
I'm already sacrificing.
What's that?
What do you mean?
8 hours? While your woman is sacrificing 8 hours, coming home, having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure that her man
and if she said she didn't want to cook today, I'm gonna say, okay, that's fine.
Okay, brother.
So again, who are you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%?
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that gets up, goes to work, a woman that gives his woman what he can, provides for his family what he can.
Oh,
But that doesn't sound like a man. That sounds like a boy trapped in a man's body because a man doesn't make
Oh
a
no! Oh
you don't
no!
Okay, I'm done. At that point, I'm done.
Now you're just arguing just to argue.
Go ahead, Dion. Cook him.
See, okay, I'm going to backstep a little bit to something that I was trying to get out when Jitsi was fucking with me earlier. And
Yes.
and again, one of the things that Father said that I was trying to say before, Jitsi started acting an ass, how the rich dude was talking down on this cat. And if that's not prime example of that, I don't know what is. What more is he supposed to do as a man? He literally just described what his role is as the man in his family, like verbatim. What more do you want from him?
Is that it, Dion?
Yeah.
Okay. That man is just arguing just to argue. You can't ask someone an open-ended question, and this is what I hate, or a question that doesn't really have an answer. It's more or less, well, how do you see the world and things? And then when he tells you how he sees it, you can't say he's wrong. That's his view. Like, the most you could do is probably try to see people your direction. Is like, if you feel like his direction is wrong, you could probably just try to steer him to your direction. Again, the Alfred to someone's Batman. But most of the time, you can't really say, "Oh, you're wrong," because now you're just arguing just to argue. And you could tell because he was like, well, yeah. And I hate that. It's like, okay, instead of just, okay, I see where you're coming from. You want to argue. You want to argue.
I was just thinking about
Yeah. That's what, me too. That's why I hit him with the pliers. You want to argue. And yeah, that shit is fucking annoying.
Yeah, and bro, and like at that particular point, the 50-50 dude, like I feel like he has a genuine heart. I feel like he genuinely wants to, do better for himself. He just needs that opportunity. And I feel like that's where a lot of people are at. They already know I feel like a lot of people already know what it is that they want to do. I feel like a lot of people already know that it's going to take hard work to get to where they at. And I feel like they're in that journey, but they're just stuck at hard work. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're just stuck at that point and nobody is giving them the opportunities to level up. It's like you said, Ray, if this traditional man came off the bat and said, hey, yo, like, I'll give you an opportunity. I'll get you out of that motherfucking job and I'll connect you with one of my partners who's building something. He'll cut you in. Bro, problem solved. He'll be able to fucking not be a 50-50 man right there whatsoever. You feel what I'm saying? But like now it just seems like you remember I don't know who said it or who got in trouble. I think it was Kim Kardashian that was telling women, "Oh, you gotta work hard and get your money up and shit like that."
yes.
Bro, and everybody and their mama dragged this woman to fucking filth for saying that shit. I feel like that's the same. Yeah, I feel like that's the same shit that's going on with this situation. I feel like
I think that was just a simple fact of all people to say that.
yeah, like of all people to fucking say that, like you're a fucking nepo baby. Of course you're gonna tell somebody to sit there and work hard, but that's like the default for a lot
On
of
top
these
of the fact that she's the only thing she's really famous for is sucking off Ray J in a shitty porno.
Yeah, but her father was a lawyer in OJ's case. I'm pretty sure you know about that. Yeah, so the nepo.
Okay, that's her father. What did she do?
But that's why he said nepo baby, because most nepo babies.
Okay. Let me rephrase that question. Aside from Ray J, what did you do?
That's why he said that's why he called her a nepo baby.
I just want an excuse to shit on Kim Kardashian. Anyway,
You don't need an excuse for that. You could just say fuck Kim Kardashian
I was
with
about to
all
say,
impunity.
you,
Like, what's she gonna do? Hand you a Pepsi? Oh wait, wrong system. My bad. But
hand you some
like,
Skims. She's gonna
I
hand you
don't
some Skims.
I don't give a shit about any of them for real. That whole Kyle, was it Kardashian, Jenner, whatever family, all of them go to hell for all I care. But anyway,
yeah, literally. Anyway, I just feel like this brother had a great opportunity. Ray, I feel like I could play the traditional man more than the traditional man in this situation, and I'm not even a traditional man like that. Bruh, nigga, I would have made this man fucking like get down on his. I would make this man break down and cry. The type of game I give him, because I would acknowledge his pain and I would acknowledge his efforts. He's a man at the motherfucking end of the day, no matter whether he's making $15 an hour or $45 an hour. At the end of the day, that's a man. And I'm so tired of men having a fucking dick measuring contest every single time, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be someone that got it bigger than yours. And then you gonna be sitting there sick when he gonna sit there talking about get good. You feeling what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to, because you're suffering and you're struggling so much, you want to impose that type of shit on other people. And then when you got to your mountaintop, and then when you got to your success, which everybody applauds you, I'm glad that you in the position that you in, brother. But these other people that are struggling too, I also have a responsibility. If I'm the man that I motherfucking say I am, I also have a responsibility to not only my family, but my community. Here is a brother sitting right in front of you, someone that you can guide with your example, and you're sitting here talking about work harder and you a boy traps in a man's body. Pleading it, bro.
And on that note, let's give
and insulting the man. That's all he was doing, just insulting the man.
You know what's so crazy is he asked him, what exactly is a man? And the explanation that he gave blew my mind. You are a whole man and you cannot explain what exactly you are.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but the way you put it.
I was in shock to me, because I was just like, this is what you think a man is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Victoria. Life, it was a pretty kindergarten answer.
You could say a provider, a leader, a guidance, like someone that you can depend on, dependable. None of that. All of that is of a man, someone who has faith, who has strength. Someone who can take you to places that you never even imagined you could get to.
like motherfucking Aladdin. I can show you the world.
Like, I'm telling you, when you have a man, he can literally guide you into directions that you wasn't even thinking about. The woman, she will elevate, but the thing at the end of the day, the man will guide, and all the woman will do is continue to like make it better, expand on it, make it better. But it's like he has the strength. He makes you feel like you can be weak when your man is there. You know why? Oh, because that's his whole being. He was created like that. So I'm just like, and then he turned around and added the woman, and I'm like, what in the world, sir?
Yeah, the
Like,
woman thing was kind of extra. It was like, what the fuck?
I was sitting there and I was just like, wow. And then you don't even know what a man is. So how can you say you are a man if you don't even know what you are?
I work.
And I feel like the traditional man did that to kind of embarrass him because he knew he did not know.
He didn't know.
And I don't even think the traditional man would have been able to answer it any better. Because to be honest, I'm legit questioning if he even knows how to be a man.
You see my house, don't you?
I just want to know.
Not in his kid's life, guiding them, being present. I don't care if you say, oh, the wife is just, as long as she's nurturing and she's present. If you're not as a man present in your kid's life, you're not doing a good job either as a man. Because at the end of the day, your kids, they find enjoyment in being in those present moments, especially from their father. Every child wants that father's like green, like thumbs up or like good job, regardless if it's a boy or a girl. A girl definitely want it, but like a boy truly appreciates it.
All right, let's get back into the video.
What we
Excuses
want.
at?
We don't do what we
Where were
can.
the
We do what we
excuses
want.
at,
We
brother?
do not, brother. We do not do what we can. We do what we want. Well, we are a reflection of God, brother.
Mm.
A man is a reflection of God.
Correct.
A man does for his family what he wants. A man puts in real work. A man wakes up just to serve God and his family, brother.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
And for you
When
to die for your family, tired is a privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, brother.
When you get paid
Oh, praises.
and you paying 100%, what do you do for yourself?
Brother.
What do you do for yourself, brother?
Brother, when you have a wife and you're taking care of this great woman, because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man.
Mm.
And when you're doing for this woman, this good, loving, nurture.
You know what's so crazy that he said that? Because remember what video was? We were watching the 50-50 and I said, and I think it was in regards to like, I was like, a man just needs to, at this point, he picked where the hell he want to go. And it's either you want to be there or don't. I remember I said that because I was like, it seems like it's always the men asking, and girls be so confused about what they want to do. They don't know where they want to go. Yeah. And it's to the point where now men are so timid in regards to like where they want to take you. And so when he said that, I was just like, that's so crazy. I said this thing. I'm like, this point, men need to just take back control. But then people be like, oh, he's so like that's just too extreme.
Okay. All right.
And you're taking care of this great woman because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man.
Mm.
And when you're doing for this woman 100%, guess what this good, loving, nurturing woman going to do for you?
Mm.
She's going to nurture you 100%. Now she's more softer, baby. Your food tastes better because it's filled with love. You're not looking at your woman tired. You're not looking at your woman crying because she's exhausted. You're seeing your woman smiling and having the patience, the divine understanding to play with and be with the children. She's not impatient, brother. So all I'm saying is I understand your frustration because I know it's hard out here for men. I understand it. But you got to become more stronger and more harder than your circumstances. So if one job isn't taking care of your family, get another one. And if that one doesn't take care of your family, get another one. And then tell your wife, this is the plan, baby. I'm going to go hard for 2 years, 3 years, but this is the plan. And if we execute this, if you nurture this correctly with the knowledge and information that I give you, we'll be successful when we get out of this situation. So again, brother, I'm just a man that loves you. And the majority of us men have never had fathers. And if we did have fathers, they weren't strong, brother. We've never seen our mothers love correctly. So we're repeating what we've seen. We've seen women go hard for so long. We believe it's in their nature to go hard. The queen should never be in the battlefield.
But you're still in no place to say that a man.
You said the queen's never supposed to be in the battlefield, which is funny because in chess,
The queen is the most dangerous piece on the board.
Yes.
Not only that, but African women literally destroy that stereotype because them motherfuckers cut off the heads of their colonizers. This is documented history. Read up Queen Nzinga.
See, now I'm wondering if this rich dude, I'm wondering if he fucking with a white girl.
Nah, he's not.
Nah, I think I seen it.
I don't know who this cat is, so I don't know, but.
I think his name is Yandy Man or some shit like that. But he has a black family.
Y'all someone awakening.
Yeah.
I think he be saying things just to be saying things. And sometimes I don't even think he realized he be saying things until he rewatch those videos and be like, why the hell did I say that for? But like, because I don't think he literally means like in the battlefield, like fighting. Like, but I mean, it's like she shouldn't be like rough. Like, she shouldn't be
Agreed.
callousy. Like, she shouldn't be scaly. Like, there should be no reason why your woman coming home like greasy, oily, dirty, just disgusting. Just she looking like a man right now. There should be no reason why two men is at the house right now.
You know, it kind of reminds me. So you know that show BMF, where Beach's parents, like his mom work at Wendy's, and his dad, I forgot what his dad did, but yeah, it was like that dynamic. And you know, like these are kids that saw their parents struggle all their fucking life, the hardest working. You feel what I'm saying? The dad tried to instill that hard work, tough love shit, and I'm sitting you, and I'm like, that type of shit is the exact reason why they became fucking drug dealers in the first place. Because they saw your ass working all that motherfucking jobs. They saw your ass put in all that motherfucking overtime. And you was not able to provide the life that you said that you wanted to provide with that hard work that you tried to instill to your kids. They saw your mother fucking miserable every single day of their motherfucking life. I think even one of the very first things that they did was they gave their mother money, like some of the drug money that they had, and it was a whole bunch of money, but you know, they were Christianized. They were like super Christian, so they wasn't going to accept that type of money from that type of deal. But at the same time, when you know that you have been put in a position or in a circumstance deliberately to undermine you, then you need to be able to look at other ways to elevate yourself. And maybe the ways that you come up with won't be in a legal way, but you know, at the same time, it just goes to show you that these men always try to find a way. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I kind of don't like it when they always try to make it seem like, oh, I got to my position because I just worked hard. And I'm like, that's not the fucking truth, and you know it. You got to your position because somebody gave you an opportunity and you took advantage of it, or you were able to luck out by getting the opportunity that would have gotten you to where you were in the first place. He was sitting there talking about planning for 2-3 years. Plans can fail. You can plan for 5 years and it can fail. So then what?
Exactly why I don't make plans. I just do shit.
That's why a lot of men are like that now. A lot of men just raw dog life and have no plan, because when them plans fail, they don't have the resources to build back up. Failing is only failing when you have the resources to build yourself back up and try again. But usually the reason why a lot of people don't like taking out loans, the reason why a lot of people don't like risking going to school to get a master's degree is because if they make that investment, there is a possibility that they can fail and they do not have the resources to pick themselves back up. That's why they stay at those dead-end jobs. They don't stay there because they're complacent, or, I mean, some of them do, but they don't stay there to be complacent in a lot of cases. They stay there because if I take a big-ass motherfucking risk and that shit fails, I'm going to be worse off than I am now.
Right. Right.
And let me add to that real quick, because as someone who's constantly like tried to plot stuff out, and had it blow up in his face, like you just described. I I just adapt as I go. Because me personally, the way I look at it is this: even in defeat, I always win. If I at least learn something from an experience, I'm going to count that as a W. Even if things don't necessarily go my way, if I learn something, I count that as a W.
Okay. All right. Back to the video.
Is not a man because he's not paying 100%.
So what do you consider that, brother? Because a man is a provider.
Of course he is.
A provider 100%, brother. You can't do 50% of your job and tell me that you're a provider. You're trying to provide. So you're trying to be a
So what
man.
do you think about 70-30? Since 50-50 is an issue.
Brother, do you need your woman to provide for you 30% of the time? Or are you that excuse my language, are you that weak of a man that you can't provide for your family?
So once again,
He's flipping his words and then he's going back to insulting.
100%.
Brother,
It's hard out here, brother.
Brother, what man says it's hard?
The ones that know it is.
The ones that, so what about the men that are taking care of the women? What separates you from this man?
They're just at that point already.
They're at that
So
point,
when I'm
right?
at that point, guess what? It's a different
Are
story.
you striving to take care of your woman for 100%?
Who's to say I'm not?
I'm asking,
But
are
you can't say I'm not.
Praises.
You're there saying,
Are
oh
you-
yeah, man,
brother,
you gotta pay. I'm striving for it.
Are you striving?
I'm striving for it.
So you're not the brothers I'm talking about.
But it seemed like you
I'm
just
talking
on
about-
every brother.
Brother, I'm talking about the men.
You on every brother.
Man, all praises to the Most High, man.
You know, you seen Minister Society, right? Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
Hey, brother. All praises to the Most
Oh
High.
shit! I wasn't expecting that.
Of some of the things that come out of our mouths.
Mm.
So if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize. But brother, a man is one that can uplift his family as a whole, or is striving like yourself to do that. I'm talking about the men that are comfortable living off of women. And most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable allowing women to provide for them, brother. They're not looking for wives. They're looking for mother figures. And the sad part, our women are the ones that turn these men the way they are. But why do they do that? Because they've never had a strong man to lead and guide them into the right direction, brother.
Visit the world's greatest rejuvenation or click link in bio. That's probably, but that's the video. I wanted to play it fully out just because it's like we had like 2 minutes left. So, what you guys think?
Bro, Ray, this was a wasted opportunity. And I don't want to say it because the video is good. Like, I actually like the video. I actually think there was some gems in it, but as a whole, it was a wasted opportunity because they could have really went in. They could have really had a motherfucking good ass conversation if they really motherfucking wanted to, and go
That's
into
exactly
the
what I
layers
said.
and the nuances and just all the shit. Like, they missed a fucking opportunity, and that's what is so unfortunate, because now you got this man looking crazy on the motherfucking internet, and now you got I'll bet you the comments are all going in on the brother for being emotional and sassy and shit like that. And I do agree, he had his moments of sassiness, he had his moments where he was being childish, but all in all, I just think he was a man that was looking for counsel from his brother. And his brother, unfortunately, and I don't think he did it intentionally, but he did look down on him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, look at the comments. Let's read some of these comments real quick.
A man is a provider. You definitely have to come up with a plan. Don't get into a relationship until you can provide. A lot of us young men need this type of conversation. The world would be better if we taught this. This message makes me appreciate
motherfucker taught what?
I guess what the rich man was saying. This is let's see. Yada did his big one with this conversation. Both men and women need to hear this because women are definitely the reason we have these type of men. Stop accepting anything for love, and men learn to father your children because you don't. This is the result. Yep. He's looking for every excuse not to be held accountable. He's literally said, "I've been in your shoes," because he has no desire to fully provide. He's finding any reason not to hear how to do better.
And that motherfucker did not watch the video because that is not what motherfucking happened. He was not making excuses for his situation. He was simply just relaying the fact that he's in the trenches and he's suffering and he's struggling. He also has a relationship in which the woman works too. So because of their circumstances, they're doing 50-50. Now, of course, because of that, there is going to be power that the woman holds over the man in that case. But they make it seem like that is like the worst thing in the world is a woman just having all this power in the motherfucking relationship because she could just disrespect the man any way she so pleases. But that's only if you have the mindset of objectification and you think everything revolves around the fact that you can afford this and you can pay for that and you can pay for this. Sometimes it's about the dynamic of your woman and yourself. Is the dynamic healthy enough so that no matter who is the breadwinner, y'all still are a cohesive unit? That should be the motherfucking, priority.
Ladies, take notes. When a man's mind up is made, these men will have you doing everything a Psalm does. Shame if you use daycare. Shame you if you use daycare. What? Working anywhere from 25 to 40 hours a week, cooking, cleaning, errand running, building a family business, selling cookies and plates on the side, then want to be served. LMAO. Y'all, before y'all answer a man asking for your hand in marriage, ask yourself what is life bringing to you, into you. What life he's bringing you into, and what life he's going to lead you into. All it takes is one kid, and your life is pretty much written out from your overcoming statistic. Is you marry a man who can barely feed himself. If you really love him, let him struggle on his own. Stop rewarding men who hasn't worked for what they claim they want. Some men look at marriage as 50% discount on bills and an on-call maid scam.
What I tell you.
I told Crystal this, and I'm letting y'all know this. There's a movement called Decenter Men. It's not as prevalent as it is now, but I'm telling you right now, this shit going. I feel it's like red pill for women.
Yeah, literally.
That shit is going. One of these days is going. Y'all going to hear about it and be like, "Damn, it's going to be."
It's going to be one of those damn. He caught that shit conversations.
Yeah. Right. I am 40 plus years old. This is the reason why I'm single. No providers, no leaders. I'm pretty sure that's not the reason why you're single. But
God.
Wow. Just wow.
A queen is not meant to be in the battlefield. Amen. Again, you have never played chess in your fucking life. I paid all the bills for our first 5 months living together. I was so in love with him at first. However, with each month going by, slowly went away. I wanted to end a relationship, and I tried to explain what the man in red was saying. They both was wearing red, but I guess she meant the tracksuit. He had the same excuse. What's worse is even his mom didn't tell him that he should man up.
Because that's not the fucking answer. That's why she didn't tell him that he should man up. Now, paying all the bills for your first 5 months together, like, did y'all discuss this? Did he know that you were going to pay for the first 5 months? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you were just paying for the first 5 months and then the nigga was just not really doing shit, you didn't really know who your man was. You feeling what I'm saying? So, but again, like, we're not in that relationship. We're outsiders looking in. But sometimes bro, shit ain't as fucking complicated as y'all make it seem to be.
All right, this is the last thing I'm gonna read, and we can move on. My grandparents worked as a team. They both involved in education and raised a solid family. My grandfather brought in about 70% of income because he was the principal. My grandmother was a teacher. When my grandfather got sick, my grandmother took care of him. The Bible says two are better than one. God forbid a man gets hurt on the job, has a stroke / heart attack. The woman may have to step up for the family. No one is strong 24/7. If my grandmother never worked, then our family would have perished once my grandfather was unable to work. If a woman sees you as a provider, then once you are unable to provide, she will leave or pull the plug. Unfortunately, due to inflation, both my wife and I work, and we work hard.
Now that was the greatest comment. That was the best comment.
Due to inflation.
That was the best comment. Bro, they're clowning this man. You see it? Bro.
Yeah, I seen it. I know I said that was the last one, but that one caught my eye. His body language tell me everything I need to know. Traditional man me, please.
That's what it's about. The narrative has been spun. The 50-50s are now in the doghouse.
Okay. As I said, logically, and like I said, logically.
You still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make sure to say that and fucking cut me off again.
All right. As I was saying, logically, 50-50 works. Logically. Like, especially if both y'all make like 50K a year, y'all both bring in 100K. Now, the thing is, just because I say it works doesn't mean I want y'all to stay at 50-50. As like, because I do think as men, we are as protective advisors. I feel like we always have to find ways to improve. If you have the opportunity, ambition, and drive, go ahead and improve. You could move it. You could start at 50-50 and then, move up to 70-30, 80-20 until you get to where you could be the sole provider and she can do the nurturing thing. If that's what y'all relationship is built on, that's what y'all want. And like I tell everybody, like even if both of y'all come in established, your relationship, you still got to build a relationship with each other. You still got to understand how each person moves. You still got to understand that what you're doing may or may not coincide with her. So you got to have that communication there so you know how your partner works. If you're going to be a leader, at least be a leader that, knows everything that goes in and on about your home. You don't have to one thing about 50. I feel like about this, like I said, the one thing I feel about this whole video is that I feel like all he had to do is explain, okay, I'm at 50-50 now, but I don't see myself staying at 50-50. I see myself working now so I can work my way up to being the sole provider or traditional man. I feel like there are parts where even though father is like he's not being complacent, he's just tired, and I do feel like there was times, yes, he did have sass, and it felt like he was just like, I don't want to say this defeatist attitude, but it's just he could have explained like, yes, I'm in this situation now, but talk to me in 5 years. See where I'm at now. Okay, I'm not at 50-50 no more. I'm at 70-30. All right, next 5 years. All right, I'm not at 70-30 no more. All right, I'm taking care of everything. Like shit like this happens. It's like your relationship you're going to build. If you have like what everybody's saying, if you have the ambition, if you have the drive, hell, if you got the trade, and even if your girl, say, hey, instead of just doing this here, you could do this here, make double the money if you're doing that, and you do that works well. But I don't think anybody's going to stay there, especially if you have a family to raise. You're going to want to do better for your family. Because as soon as your family sees that, they're going to, they're gonna want to, do good too. And then, that's my whole spin on that. How y'all feel?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's and this is I don't even really feel like it's a difficult conversation to have. I just feel like men in particular are not fucking honest with themselves. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of men cap. I feel like a lot of men are full of cap. I feel like the only reason why there's so much fucking emphasis on money is because you literally bring nothing else to the motherfucking table. So all you know how to do is grind and get the money and provide for your family financially because you're lacking emotionally. You're lacking, a lot of you lack physically because you work so motherfucking hard to the point. And, a lot of you are especially lacking spiritually. So, that's why a lot of these conversations aren't fulfilling towards men, and you're seeing a large increase of men going to depression because the conversations that y'all are having is fucking bullshit. You feeling what I'm saying? Ain't no man sitting here, ain't no grown ass man that's struggling trying to hear that he's the one being lazy and he's the one being complacent and shit like that. The only way that you see complacency in someone is not only if they choose to not do anything about their situation, but they are completely fine in the situation that they are in. They're telling you, oh, my life isn't that bad. I got everything I need right here. Then you can let that motherfucker go because he is happy within his complacency. But if someone is legitimately fucking trying, there's 8 billion people on this earth. If your argument is that every single man on this earth can make it to that fucking high value man status, then so be it. But to punch down on somebody because they don't have it the way that you have it is the motherfucking problem. The fact that you view men by what they have instead of the content of their character, every time y'all want to bring up Martin Luther King and you bring up that fucking quote, but never apply any of its principles, it's like the conversations are going nowhere because y'all are not listening to these people. And every time you see somebody have it less than you, you feel the need that you feel the need to make it seem like you're the superior one in this situation because you have it more than them. You feeling what I'm saying? And when you think like that, of course you're not gonna convince a whole bunch of men that your way is the better way because you've already insulted them by virtue of your example. You feeling what I'm saying? If you really like it's bro, I'm gonna say it like this. Dragon Ball Z is a fictional ass show, but I promise you, every single man that has seen this show can see themselves in Goku. You feel what I'm saying? Because of how he carries himself. Because, like, bro, you remember when fucking Goku was fighting against Cell and that nigga was getting washed?
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? And the nigga didn't give up. As a matter of fact, the nigga sacrificed his life to save his family and his friends. But you want to know why he did that? He didn't do that because someone told him he had to be a man. He did that because he had something that he was willing to die for. And that is what you're supposed to tell the brother. Cultivate something that you want to die for, because in this world is going to beat you the fuck down and you're only here for a temporary time. So find something in this world that's going to make you go hard instead of just telling them, oh, you need to go hard because you're a man. Fuck being a man if that's the case. That's why niggas is having surgeries right now being trans women. You feeling what I'm saying? I might as well just collect the fucking money that's coming with this bag. You feel these niggas is gay for clout? Yeah, it's a reality now.
For clout.
I'm telling you, it's a fucking reality now. That's why you're seeing a whole bunch of rappers, embrace their feminine side more and shit like that because men are tired. And now you're going to see that shift in energy into that more feminine role. And then you're going to see, the more extreme versions of it, just like with the women and how they have become masculinized, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? It's a reverse engineering. It's a social reverse engineering that's happening right the fuck in front of you. And because you are the most vulnerable class and the most vulnerable race in the country, it's affecting you more than everybody. We see it happening in the white community. We see it happening in the Hispanic community. They all have the same issue. But in the black community, it's such a focal issue. It's such a vocalized issue because we haven't properly dealt with our trauma yet. You feeling what I'm saying? Still to this day in 2023. All that talk about trauma that we was doing 20, 30 years ago, it's not reaching a new generation like that because they still have the same tired ass fucking mentalities. Oh, just chase a bag, nigga. Don't worry about what I'm doing. No, that's the very exact reason why you in the situation in the motherfucking first place. Miss me with that.
I want to end it with Miss Michelle Obama, and I remember I remember her saying this, and I still think it's a good video. So I just want to end it with this.
It is muted.
God damn it! Hold up. Thought I hit the mute button, unmute button. All right.
Work.
Mhm.
It takes daily work, and that it is not always glamorous. And you have had some very unique strains, but there's also the strains that any of us who are in a relationship or married face, whether it be whose career goes first
Yeah,
or
that's
who
right.
takes on the childcare labor. Is there one piece of advice that you would give for people who are thinking about how you put in that work for a partnership that's
Yeah.
lasted that long?
Yeah, it's not really one piece of advice. It's to me, it's a philosophy, it's an outlook. You know, in this age of we want everything now, we want everything quick. We, you know, when life is everything but that, we have to understand that marriage is never 50-50. And you know, you sort of wonder how that idea kind of got out there. I have found that if you stick with it, you know, over the course of your entire relationship, you may have 50-50 over time.
Mm.
But if I look over my marriage, if I were to judge it in year 5 or year 10, there was never 50-50. Somebody was always giving way more. Someone always needed a different kind of thing. You have to evolve with it. And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30%. Because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look. I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit. Those are the natural compromises that are required. And I feel bad to see young people giving up on their relationships
Mm.
because there are periods of hard, there are periods of discomfort. So I think it's important for us to be honest in those conversations, not to glamorize what a partnership feels like, because then young people quit too soon.
Mm.
They quit before they've really, you know, played out the full scenario.
Communication and put in work, and then God damn it.
Also, see, she's speaking from the perspective of someone who's clearly been through some shit with the person she loves. You know?
Mhm.
Um and everything Mrs. Obama said, yeah, it's 100% correct. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail or whatever, but it's like I can speak on what she's saying from experience. You know, there was a point in time where I was unemployed, had no form of income, and you know, my lady had to, you know, help me out with some money until I got on my fucking feet. It fucking happens.
And I just want to say you're not less of a man because of it.
I second that notion.
See, thank you. See, here's my thing. The point where I feel like, okay, now you need to check yourself. You know, shit happens. You're not always going to be able to do everything in a relationship, in whatever situation, whatever. But when you get comfortable living off of a motherfucker, that's when I'm like, all right, we need to talk, homie, because something's up, something's wrong here. You mean to tell me, okay, you fell on to, you know, a difficult time or whatever, but your lady is doing this, that, and the third, and you just ain't gonna do shit. Cause I know some cats like that.
Okay. Uh, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Does anybody got any final words to say before I wrap this up?
One thing you gotta know, I'ma be a nigga for life. Yeah.
But this bitch is wild for her.
I just want to say that one thing I was trying to get out earlier. One of the biggest things that's getting glossed over in the midst of everything. Does this other person you are involved with in this situation actually care about you, and vice versa? Do you actually care about them? Because there's still, as Father said, a spiritual and an emotional aspect of a relationship that needs to be addressed and acknowledged. And there's all this emphasis on what a motherfucker could do financially. A motherfucker could have all the money in the world, but and I said this in one of my fucking TikTok videos too. If they don't care about your ass, if they don't give a fuck about you, it does not matter what they do or don't have. Because either A, they ain't gonna give you shit, or B, if they do anything for you, it's literally just to shut you up while they run off and do their dirt. One of the two. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
B, you got anything to say? B, you there?
Her mic's muted. She might not know her mic's muted. Material, if you can hear us, your mic's muted.
I think it's about that. Yeah, we've been on for 3 hours. I think it's about that time to wrap it up anyway. So
you might have nodded off.
I'm gonna just say this: whatever you do in life, make sure it gets reciprocated. I like to thank you. Yeah, and I would like to thank. On that note, I would like to thank everybody for jumping on. I appreciate all y'all for coming through. This was a very interesting topic to talk about, and I'm glad all of us was able to get our shit off the way that we did. So on that note,
all right, deuces.
On that note, this has been the after party. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. And we are signing out. Peace.